Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Butterflies Poison, continuing Majima's route. Are we having a good time? I'm still curious as to what level we're on. Again, like I said in the last part, like, does Majima not know? Like, because there's a lot of different ways they could play this. Majima's out for revenge because our father killed his family, or our father killed the only family he ever knew because our mother abandoned him and now he's mad at it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what level are we on? I think that he knows, and maybe that's why he was hesitating, falling in love with us, because what better way to, like, ruin this family if he came into this and was like, ha! That man ruined my fucking family and killed my parents, and he had no idea that our mother was his mother, right? If he didn't know we were siblings. So that's the part he doesn't know, right? Let's just say. He was coming after our family because our father killed his parents, and he doesn't know why, but he's like, who cares? I don't care. I'm going to ruin this family. Well, the best way would be take their daughter away. Be like, I'm going to let you see the trashy gardener, the lowlife that I am, fucking your daughter, and then I'm going to kill you. Take everyone out. You know what I mean? But, like, he didn't seem to want to get us involved, so I feel like it's like the, I'm in love with you since the moment I saw you, but we're siblings. But I'm not going to say anything, even though, it doesn't seem to bother him that much, because he probably knows that his actual birth parents were siblings, and he just realizes it's in their blood. Although that is weird when in the last part he was like, doesn't make any sense, but it's like it's in my blood. I mean, makes perfect sense, sweetie, if you knew where you came from, so. And he might not know. Maybe he just knows our mother abandoned him. You know what I mean? And he has no idea who his father is, and that's going to be a revelation. It's not just that we're siblings. That's going to be for us, but then he's going to be like, you're actually your own cousin. Like, anyway, the skies turn dark. Having let Majima lead her home, Spacey trudges toward the manor, stomach in a twist and still fearing that coming back here is a mistake. I can't wait till Majima, like, whips out all his money from his drug fucking empire. Majima goes into the manor first, and that's when Fujita happens to pass by. The second his eyes land on Spacey, his signature stony face crumbles. I feel bad for Fujita, okay? Mizuhito can fucking deal with it, alright? Because he's just a mess. But, like, poor Fujita. Like, he didn't deserve this. My lady! I'm sorry, Fujita. Fujita's gaze darts between Spacey and Majima, the look of disbelief on his face clear as day. After a while, he regains his composure, stands straighter, and bows deeply to Spacey. You know what the funny part is? We were in plain fucking sight, but no one in our family bothered to go looking in the town with the commoners, because they were like, she wouldn't go there with the povs. Nobody came to look for us. Nobody found us. Majima was like, I just figured, just look where common people are, and there you were, and nobody else. Nobody else left the neighborhood. They kept walking around the manor thinking you were going to pop up, because, Fujita was too busy. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of our family didn't fucking bother. Welcome home, my lady. Thank you. I'm home. I'm glad that you're safe. Sorry, I must have made you worry. No, please don't apologize. No, I think you should... Fujita raises his head and his eyes are glistening ever so slightly. Aww. I don't care if our family cried about us. I care that Fujita cried. Hurry and speak to the master and the madam as soon as possible. They've just finished their meal and they should be in the parlor right now. Right, I understand. She's about to face her father and mother. I mean, okay. In reality, in a real life scenario, if you walked in the door after being gone for 2 months, the first person to see you would be like, she's back at home! And they'd scream, but we're not, they're posh people, so they wouldn't. But, like, I feel like rich people should say, oh yes, you should go see the master and the madam. They're in the parlor. Okay, they'll be happy you're home. Like, no, scream, Fujita. Fall on your knees and start screaming and crying, hallelujah, Jesus, because I'm home. Like, poor Fujita. He's not allowed to show his real emotions. That's why he's teary-eyed. Fucking rich people. She doesn't think she's gone through a day this frightening before. She looks up to Majima, who's standing next to her. Did I read the line before that, like, she's going to see her mother and father? Whatever, anyway. He turns to her and smiles, showing her the gentle look she's all too familiar with. If he bamboozles me and we go in and he's like, I brought her home, and we're like, what about we were going to live together? I just said that to get you home. Be mad. I'm going to be mad. You can't confess to me like that when I know it's the truth and then pretend it's a lie. They step into the parlor and her parents watch them walk in with horror, eyes wide like they're looking at ghosts. Spacey! Spacey! Her mother breaks down, crying and running toward Spacey before clinging to her for life. I mean, okay. I know her parents suck, but like at least they did actually miss us. But like, did you miss me because like your child ran away? Or did you miss me because your child ran away and without me you're going to be broke because you have no one to sell me to because you can't sell me off? Like, it really should just be you're sad because your child ran away. But I feel like with our mother, it's the like, well, then I can't sell you off if you're not here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel for them 100%. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice you're showing me emotion and you're like happy that I'm home. But like, I don't know if I trust it to be a fully genuine, you know? I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying like, obviously you're relieved I'm home. But I still think that it's more than just, oh, thank God my baby's home. It's more like, good, now we can sell her to Sheba. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a tinge of you're gonna ruin this. Like, my goodness, do you have any idea what you've done to us, Spacey? Where did you go? Oh no, what did you do to your hair? In the face of her mother's fierce welcome, Spacey can't seem to find the words to answer her with. Any longer, my heart would have stopped for real. Good grief, how could you be so disobedient? Where's your sense of filial piety? Her mother wraps Spacey in a tight embrace and continues crying until she's begun to heave with sobs. I can't blame her for being like, you know, whatever now, because you're relieved that your child's home, so you're going to say things because you're trying to, like, cover up how. You're like, how dare you run away, you bastard, as you're crying because you just don't want to, like, totally unleash all your emotions. You know what I mean? I get that my dad was that person. You know what I mean? If you ran away from home when you came back, it would be like, you idiot, what the fuck were you thinking? As he's like kind of teary-eyed. You know what I mean? Because like you can't show your emotions, you know what I mean? Like when my cat died, like my sister found her and like called my dad at work and my dad was like, what do I fucking, such a fucking cat, whatever. But he still came home from work. He still came home early from work. Like, okay. And then he was like, he's the one that told me, because he's like, oh, she's bawling and sobbing hysterically. He's like, fine, you know, whatever. And then, like, she was, you know, they had put her in a box, like, outside in the garage or whatever. And we went out and, like, okay, we're going to bury her or whatnot. And my dad was like, oh, you know, I think my dad was still upset. And because it wasn't like, oh, he loved my cat. I mean, he was used to, like, because she lived. Our cats were always outdoor cats until we moved up north, and then it was like, well, she's old, she's got to stay in the house because, like, coyotes and shit. Like, we used to let them run around outside in fucking Florida where they could have gotten eaten by alligators, but whatever. Like, you know. So she would come up sometimes and, you know, and I mean, even though my parents were never, like, pet people, he would still, like, sitting in his chair and he'd pet her and like whatever, you know what I mean? So like he wasn't like, oh, I don't like animals. It was like, okay, pet the cat, whatever, you know. He got used to having her around. Probably wasn't as attached to her obviously as I was. I'd had her since she was a kitten. I had her since I was 5, you know what I mean? So like you know, then he's telling the story of like, oh, I remember when you first got her and she looked like a rat, like, oh, because she was the runt of the litter, and she really did look like a tiny little rat. She was like, we have a picture, and I think it's my dad holding her, and like her little feet are sticking out the bottom of his hand, and then her head on the top. Like, she was tweeny and scruffy, and she always looked a little ratty. Like, she always looked a little mangy. You know what I mean? And like, so he's telling the story about how when he first saw her, he's like, I thought it was like a rat in the house. I was gonna step on the thing, like whatever, joking around, like. And he's telling this story, like. And it's one of those, like, I'm going to tell this funny story to kind of cheer you up a little bit. And so that he didn't have to, like, kind of deal with the fact that he was probably a little sad about it, too. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way my dad was. You know what I mean? He was the I joke in the face of sadness type of a thing. You know? So, like, I could kind of see, like, this scenario. Your mother's like, oh, how dare you, you bastard child! You know, try to just to cover up how sad she feels because, and also, rich people don't cry or show emotions. You know what I mean? So, like, I could kind of see that. I still think our parents suck a little, you know, because they're trying to sell me off and whatever. But it is the product of the times, I'll give them that. But, you know, still. I don't necessarily think our mother chiding us and everything is her being a bitch. It's her trying to cover up how upset she is. But I still don't 100% trust her that her upset isn't tinged with the evil of we want to sell you off so that we're not broke. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fully believe you 100% just care and you don't care about money at all. I think there's still that dark tinge to you missing me. Like, so it's like, yeah, I mean, like 95% you missed me, but there's 5% in there you're upset you can't sell me to Sheba, and that kind of sours it a little, you know? But I'll give her this. You can say snarky little things because you're just trying to cover up how upset you were. That's fine. So, she can tell how worried her mother must have been, and the backs of her eyes begin to sting. It's only been 2 months, but her mother seems very, very worn out. Maisie's heart aches at the sight. She didn't think her mother would be this worried. I still don't 100% believe it. But, you know, maybe I could be wrong. She left the manor on impulse, and it only hits her now how inconsiderate that action was. I mean, valid. Yasuyuki watches as his wife wails, clings to their daughter. Tears well up in his eyes. Spacey, I'm so glad you came back safe and sound. Mother, No, let it be for now. Her father smiles gently and shakes his head. We can take our time and talk, and just know that I have no words to describe how happy I am I got to see your face again. I kind of believe it more from our father, but where's my brother? Oh, well, he's been walking around all day looking for you. I'm sure he'll be back late today. Wow, he hasn't gone to the red light district? That actually probably is the first place he looked for us daily. Brother, it's going that far for my sake? I do believe that Mizuhito would be walking around looking for us. I believe he cares, even if he is half useless. He's beautiful and he loves us. You know, because we siblings, even though not related by blood, we're still genetically related in a way. You know, second cousin, so, you know. She didn't expect her lazy brother to be willing to go that far for her. Well, it's because you don't know that he wants to bang you yet. Her hand moves on its own accord to brush the ends of her now short hair. She has a feeling her brother will faint once he assesses the change in her hairstyle. Still, I'm surprised. We put up a missing person advertisement in the newspapers, and your brother's been searching for you desperately. But Majima found you and brought you home, just like that. Well, thank you for the compliment, sir. Her father seems to have finally registered the presence of Majima, the man who brought his daughter home. Her mother turns toward Majima too, who's giving them space by standing behind Spacey. Majima, we really appreciate you. I promise we'll reward you handsomely. Thank you. You did a great job. We'll reward you handsomely once we sell her to Shiba and we have some money. Shigeko regains her composure and thanks Majima. Her tone gentle. I mean, I'm not saying her mother doesn't love us, but she also loves money, so like, you know. I'll ask you later where you found this young lady, but you both should take a rest for now. Well, thank you very much for your thoughtfulness. But, master, madam. Majima's tone turns serious. Macy quietly holds her breath. I mean, I'm holding my breath too because I'm waiting for the bamboozle, but you better not pretend you don't love me. I know what you told me was 100% true. Don't you lie now. I have something to tell you now. Oh, of course. We'll listen to anything you have to say. Well, thank you, sir. And then, please sit over there. You too, Spacey. Shigeko directs Spacey to sit on the couch opposite her mother and father, next to Majima. Spacey's heart's hammering wildly inside her chest, and her joints feel stiff as she sits down next to him. I'm surprised that her mother was like, oh, okay, you can sit down. Spacey, you can go if you want to rest. And we're like, no, I want to stay. You know what I mean? She gives Majima a sidelong look, wondering in fear how they're going to bring up the subject, but the expression on his face is anything but restless. The look on his face is tranquil and unreadable. He appears way too composed considering the situation they're in. But to be honest with you, I want to talk to you about me and Spacey. What? Majima's just referred to her by her name and not My lady. All of the servants in this manor call Spacey my lady, so the change in Majima's way of addressing her stirs the peaceful air. It doesn't go unnoticed by her parents. Is this where he tells us we're related? Or I mean, you never know what's gonna happen here, okay? The game bamboozles you a lot. Again, oh, look at Mizuhito, your brother, you're gonna fuck him, and then you're like, oh god, and then it's like, we're not really related. We grew up as siblings, so it's still weird, but like, not blood related. Kind of blood related, but not siblings. You know what I mean? Second cousins. Alright, whatever. 1918, he's like our mother's uncle or some shit, so he's technically our mother's second cousin, and he's like our second cousin 3 times removed, related to the neighbor's dog. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know how that works, but like, whatever. You know, so it's like, whatever. But like, you know, it bamboozled you, and you're like, man! And you're like, wait, is Majima our brother? Not only is Majima your brother, he's your brother cousin! Like, shit, come on! Like, what are you getting at, Majima? And he killed your parents! Like, sir, actually, Spacey and I have been in love with each other for a long time now. The temperature around them drops. Both Yasuyuki and Shigeko's features are taut as they regard Majima wordlessly. The happy bubble is erupted in an instant. Although a part of Spacey's taken aback by Majima's blunt honesty, she's more appalled by her parents' reaction. Must they look so shocked? Is it really that hard for my own mother and father to sense that their daughter has a crush on someone? Well, yeah, because fathers are kind of oblivious sometimes. Depending. I can see your father being oblivious, but your mother doesn't want to know this shit. They look absolutely dumbfounded, like both she and Majima have grown 2 heads. I mean, surprisingly, Majima doesn't. You know, and also your children might. I just thrown it out. It's obvious they never even entertained the idea that their daughter might be in love, let alone with a commoner. Let alone with her brother. Plenty of gossip out there involves love stories between nobles and commoners, so did they never consider their own daughter might be one of those people one day? With trembling lips and voice, Shigeko rings out her next words. Is this some sort of jest, right? Oh, no, ma'am. I'm telling you the truth. Did you say ma'am or mom? Again, I want to know if he knows. So you've been laying your hands on the daughter of the household you serve? Well, no, sir. We only learned we've been in love with each other just a little while ago. This is outrageous! Is it true, Spacey? Yes, it is. Spacey gathers her courage and answers clearly. And I was actually the one who confessed first. What? First, Majima kept rejecting me. He said we couldn't be together because of the difference in our social statuses. But then, told me how he feels about me when we met again a while ago, earlier today. Mother, truly happy right now. Spacey says, her voice firm. Her mother covers her face with both hands and staggers back until she plops down on the couch. Like, I understand the shock. They're wealthy people and, oh, you're in love with a commoner. And I can understand, whoa, you laid your hands on my daughter? And he's like, no, didn't. Okay. Propriety is still here. But it's the fact that they're not going to be like, okay, it's a shock that our daughter fell in love with a commoner, but like, okay, we can manage this, right? You fucked your brother and had a love child, so it's like, whatever, our daughter can marry a commoner. We'll be okay with this. You know? Father's making a grim face, a look rarely seen on his countenance as he shifts his glare between Majima and Spacey. But see, they're not handling this well because no daughter of ours is going to marry a filthy commoner when we could sell her for money. So, like, that's what I'm saying. They missed us, but, like, the underlying is, oh, thank God now we have someone to sell for money because our brother's not going to fetch anything. And also, we have to have money so that he can have money to go buy another wife. You know what I mean? Just saying. It's all my job. That sucks. Majima isn't looking away. She can't even sense any hint of fear or nervousness coming off him. Well, that's because he knows he runs a drug empire and has more money than anyone in this household could. Like, if we took every single person in this household and tripled the money we don't have, he'd still have some. You can't triple 0 and get money, but I'm just saying. The money we pretend we have, if you tripled it, he's probably got more, so. So, considering the situation, I'd like to ask you for Spacey's hand. No. Her father stresses and immediately shakes his head. Well, then I'm going to leave again. Well, peace! I'm out, Majima, let's go. We can't possibly let you. You should know, Majima. I do. I am fully aware that you'll not give us your consent. Oh my! And you still had the gall to come to us and talk about this! How impudent! Stop it, Mother! You keep your mouth shut! I won't! I knew you both wouldn't give us your blessing. And see, this is where we realize that our parents don't love us as much as they think they do. Spacey can't let her parents paint Majima as the bad guy here. That's why when I met Majima again, I told him we should run away. But you know what he said? He said he wanted to have a proper talk with you. That's not even the point. You two shouldn't have even had to have that conversation in the first place. I had to because you're trying to sell me. Her father raises his voice. Majima's a servant. He's been serving this household well, but now he's saying he wants to have his master's daughter? This is what they call returning good with evil. It's absolutely preposterous. Wow. Wow. Our daddy's showing his true colors. A knot forms in Spacey's stomach at the sound of her father's rebuke. You know what I do? I mean, it makes our parents look like fucking douchebags. Okay, worse than we thought. But what I kind of like about this is, like, Majima was, like, not going to make the family suffer because he fell in love with it, whatever. But now he's like, yep, this is the motherfucker that killed my parents. And this is the bitch that abandoned me. And, like, I feel like this is gonna... Because when we went and confessed to him and whatever, he went, talked to Saburo and probably told him to stop the raid, whatever. Right? Because he was like, wait, she's in love with me. I'm in love with her. I can't kill her family. Holy shit. Then if she find... You know what I mean? Like, he did something kind of, like, selfless in a way. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of selfless to be like, I'm gonna stop my revenge that I've been burning for my whole life because she's in love with me and, like, she confessed to me and, like, whatever. So that's kind of sweet if you think about it in a fucked up way. But, like, this whole route's going to be sweet and wonderful in a fucked up way. So, okay. We're there. We're okay with this. We know what's going to... Anyway. So, I kind of feel like now, though, he's seeing these people again, and I feel like it's going to just possibly fuel that, like, I can take care of them if you want. What do you mean? I mean, your father's a douchebag who killed the people I thought were my parents. By the way, your mom is my mom. She fucked her brother and had me and then abandoned me. And then your father killed the people that took me in. So, like, your whole family sucks. The only reason I didn't kill them is because you're in love with me and I didn't want to kind of piss you off. But, like, you say the word, baby, I'll take them out. I got the Chinese mafia on my side, probably. I don't really know that. I mean, I just know he's a drug kingpin. But, like, still, he probably has the Chinese mafia in his back pocket. He probably is the Chinese mafia. I'm just saying. You know what? It's like, all right, let's go, Kiyoshi. Let's kill our family. That's his real name, right? Isn't it? Yeah. Anyway. A knot forms in Spacey's stomach at the sound of her father's rebuke. I really kind of hope it does, and we go the evil, like, he murders our family route, and we're like, I don't even care. Makes me so hot that you stab my family, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm your brother, and you're like, turns me on even more. Let's be murder sibling hobos. Sib murder hobos? She's never seen her father lay his emotions this bare before. He's terrifying, and she can't find the courage inside her to argue with him. But now Majima's also seeing the anger that caused our father to kill his parents. Well, air quote around parents, you know. Perhaps regaining strength from her reliable husband, Shigeko turns toward us Majima directly. She looks down on him with a scornful gaze, and Spacey can hardly believe it was just several minutes ago that her mother thanked him. Listen to me, Majima. You may not know because you haven't studied about it before, but my daughter and you are humans who belong in different classes. My daughter has the blood of the warrior house that once managed 100,000 koku of rice in Hitachi province, and the blood of the prestigious Ukraine aristocratic family, or Urinke. I don't know why I read Ukraine. The letters got jumbled in my brain. Urinke, aristocratic family. Under normal circumstances, someone of her social status wouldn't even need to speak with a commoner like you, whose parentage is clearly not notable. I really hope Majima comes out with it right now. I love the fact that her mother went in this tirade, and the glee on my face right now, as she's saying this, as I'm reading it, you can't even see it, but, like, the grin on my face is like, oh, girl, Majima, make her eat these words. So for you to want to have her as a wife would be... Yes, you are correct, madam. Majima's tone of voice remains steady despite the mockery and insults. The calm look on his face doesn't even budge because he got more money than all of our parents put together. If you tripled the 50 cents in the money we have is piddly compared to what he's actually rolling in. I mean, obviously, because we're selling our family heirlooms to pay our bills, but still. Here's the thing. I feel like he's just sitting there and in his head he's like stone faced, but he's like, bitch, I have all that in my blood too, but I don't want to scare my sister wife off. Oh. If times had not changed, you'd hack off my head and punish me. That used to be the norm. Well, then again, I suppose there are still households out there who do that to their servants. He glances at Yasuyuki and chuckles. Oh, ho, 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 ho. This feels like I know what you did to my parents. That earns him a frown from Yasuyuki and Shigeko. They exchange looks. Oh, Majima. Majima, come on. I need you. Come on. Don't hold it in. Come on. Bring the evil out. Oh, come on. I'm on the edge of my seat. They seem to have begun to realize how odd Majima's being, and a strange air soon trickles into the room. Oh, Majima, come on. Come on. Show me that sexy evil drug kingpin brother of mine. Social statuses, bloodline, and whatnot. Sure, those are certainly important. And I don't blame you, madam, for thinking that she and I belong to different classes of humans. But once you start honoring lineage excessively and putting too much value on it, your perception will eventually grow skewed. Don't you agree, Madam Shigeko? What on earth are you talking about? Oh my god, come out with it! Right in front of everyone! Oh wait, where's Mizuhito? Wait. Let's get Mizuhito in here too! Majima, you're not acting like a man who's begging your lover's parents for her hand in marriage. What's your intention? Yes, because I'm not here requesting your permission. I told you, I'm fully aware you'll not give us your consent. Majima? What he said surprises even Spacey. He's like, I'm gonna take her. Fuck yeah, you know what? Take me. I'm okay with this. If he isn't here to earn her parents' permission, then what is he doing? In response to Majima's repetition of his cryptic message, Shigeko mutters lowly, her eyes aghast and searching his face. Do you know what you're talking about? Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not sane. Well. Majima fixes his clear and piercing gaze on Shigeko. Something akin to fear falls on her mother's face. Majima's eyes have a bizarre glint. Is it because she's recognizing her brother's eyes right now? Or the crazed look? I suppose. That's in my blood. What? Shigeko's eyes grow wide. She seems to know some shit. I think she's starting to piece shit together. What is that supposed to mean? Hey, explain your... Oh no! Oh my god, our mother fucking figured it out. You know what it is? He's probably looking at her and there's a look in his eyes, and she knows who he is! She fucking knows! Oh shit! Shigeko grabs her husband's arm and holds it tight. Majima takes in her reaction and smiles, a look so unbefitting of this situation. Startled, Yasuyuki stares questioningly at his wife. He knows, but I wonder if he knows... he has to know, right? We figured that. There's no way he just thought his wife had someone else's baby. The whole brother thing and him burning the kimono that her brother sent, he knows. What's the matter, Shigeko? What's wrong? Shigeko just stands there, face pale and trembling. She's seemingly unable to wrench her gaze away from Majima. Oh my god, Majima. Come out with it! So good, guys. I can't handle this. It looks like the madam isn't feeling well. We should probably go, Spacey. Huh? Okay. Majima grasps Spacey's hand firmly in his and stands up, and I love the fact that he's like, it's in my blood. And she knows, but she can't say anything! She can't be like, you can't, that's your brother! And then you're like, excuse me? And then she has to spill the beans, and then... She doesn't know! Obviously, she knows he knows. Like, because otherwise she would have been like, oh, but now she's freaking out because he knows, and she knows, and they know that each other knows, right? But, like, she doesn't know that, I don't think she ever found out that her husband found out and murdered these people. You know what I mean? She freaked out about the bellflower because Kikyo, right, was the woman that took the baby. So when she saw that on her husband, she knew. But she didn't know it was Majima, obviously, and she doesn't know that her husband probably, I would guess, killed them. I'm gonna guess he killed them. But she doesn't know that he went there and found out. I don't know if she knows that he ever found out. She thinks it's like a secret that no one will ever know, but he does. Like, I don't think they had that conversation. But it also brings, it's kind of funny that he was like, oh yeah? This is my mistress's kid. Yeah, I fucked the maid. This is my bastard child. Raise it, even though did our mother, I can't remember. Did our mother know that Mizuhito wasn't her husband, Yasuyuki's bastard son? I thought the father didn't tell her. He just took credit for it. You know what I mean? So that she wouldn't be burdened with the fact that her uncle raped a maid. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, no, I fucked around on a maid. But I wonder if part of it wasn't like, oh, I don't want to hurt her and have her think that her uncle is a rapist. Because, like, you'd rather you think your wife think you cheated on her than your uncle is a bastard. We got to raise this kid. Look what he did. I really think part of it, Yasuyuki was more like, yeah, let her think I cheated on her. Look, this is my bastard kid you always have to look at. Because all he's thinking in churning anger is you fucked your brother and had a baby. Holy shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Anyway. Majima grasps Spacey's hand firmly in his and stands up. This family is fucked up. This is the shit they make, like, freaking, like, soap operas off of. Instantly, Yasuyuki moves to stop them from leaving, but Shigeko doesn't budge, her tight grip around his arm, refusing to let him go. Hey, snap out of it, Shigeko! Wait, Majima! I'm not done talking with you!
I believe the madam's no longer in the condition to talk. Besides, I've said my piece.
What did you say? Hey, don't think I'll let you have your way! I'll never acknowledge your relationship!
By all means, suit yourself, master. We will live together. And I know we can, because Spacey's proven it to me with her own strength.
Majima turns around and throws those parting words before bowing his head deeply. We're gonna go live, and he's gonna be like, oh, by the way, actually, you don't need to work, sweetie. I got money. You gotta run drugs for me, though.
Farewell, master, madam. Please take care of yourselves.
I love the fact that Majima just came in and was like, I didn't come asking for permission. He's like, yes, I'm in love with your daughter. Well, we'll never give you permission. I wasn't fucking asking, bitch. And then just walks out with me. God damn it. Come on. You listen. As fucked up as this family drama is, and that's amazing, you cannot not want to fuck Majima now. You can't be like, nah, he's my brother. You're gonna be like, you know what? I think he deserves it. This man was just like, I'm not asking your permission. I'm telling you, I'm taking your daughter, my sister. I'm gonna fuck her good later. Like, I'm just saying, you can't not be a little turned on. That your brother did this for you. I'm not going to let you forget it because you had a brief second there where you're like, God damn, Majima, that's sexy. And you forgot for a split second he was your brother, but I reminded you because you can't ever forget that. Don't ever forget that the man that's in there like, screw you, sir, I'm taking her. Didn't ask your permission. Oh, hell, that's so sexy. Is your brother. This game is so great. I love it so much. How do people not like this game? I could understand if the brother thing kind of squicks you out, that you're like, ah! But like everything about this game is fucking amazing. Jesus. I know I've said it before, but like, thank you. Seriously. Every single person who kept voting for this and putting it out there on the things and being like, the polls and being like, oh, play this one. And it was like, yeah, it was on my radar somewhere, but it was like, okay, I got a bunch of other games. And like, yeah, we'll get to that. But everybody kept asking, and I was like, all right, it seems really popular. So you guys want it? And like, fucking high five, guys. You were right. You were fucking right, okay? We should not have slept on this one so long. We should not have, okay? This is, oh God, this is so good. I mean, I'm glad it happened when it did, because if we had played this before, like a year or so ago, it would have been like, I got a brother! But then after a certain game, no. Again, if this is like your first, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you guys know which game I'm talking about that have been around, which, again, was sometime this year, I think. It wasn't even that long ago. Where I was just like, no, give me the brother, motherfuckers, what the hell? And now we have, if before that, I might not have been able to handle it. I might have been like, it's weird, I know if I like it. And now I'm just like so into it. Takes a certain not love interest that I'm absolutely fucking in love with 100%, still begging for a fan disc with that brother route because I don't care. And he wasn't even a half brother, he was my full brother, and I still want that route. I'm still mad I didn't get it. I don't eat like, look, game, you can't tell me he's my brother and think I care at this point. And I've proven that I do not care. Still want that route, but that is exactly why. That character is exactly why we are here now going like, woohoo, we get to do our brother. And I'm not squicked out about it, okay? Again, for those of you who have been around forever, you remember the time, I forget what game we were playing, somewhere, and it was like, it's ye olde times, and this is your cousin. Ew, gross, I'm like my cousin, that's disgusting. Ew, and now I'm like, let's do our brother, yay! Playing Otome games really, really, really just pushes you headfirst down the debauchery slide, and I just jump right in. I'm a degenerate now. It happens. Anyway, Majima, hey, wait! Fujita, don't let him get away! With Spacey's hand in his, Majima walks briskly toward the exit. That's when Fujita walks in, having heeded Yasuyuki's call, and stands in front of Majima. Fujita looks pained, like, I don't want to do this. She wonders if Fujita was listening to their conversation through the door, because he's looking down at Majima with befuddlement. He looks pained. Majima regards him silently. Oh, look at this CG. Oh, nice. Majima's like, I'm fucking leaving with her. I will kill you. Don't get in his way, Fujita. I don't want anything to happen to you. Listen, when he kills our family, I'm going to tell him they can't hurt you or Mizuhito. You guys are fine. But our parents, take them out.
Please step aside.
That I cannot do. I must obey the master's order.
Well, Fujita, I've decided to live with her after going through a lot of mental anguish.
Because, sister.
Please understand that I'll not show anyone who tries to obstruct our path mercy.
How can you not find this sexy? You know he's your brother, and I think that makes it hotter. His voice is calm. He's not yelling or acting menacingly. And yet his tone has the strength to freeze the air around them, enough to make even Spacey feel queasy. The cold oozing from his penetrating The cold oozing from him is penetrating, threatening his opponent's survival instinct as a human. Spacey gulps. She's never seen Majima act like this before, and it slightly turns her on. Are you threatening me?
No, I'm not. I'm threatening this household.
The look on Fujita's countenance turns grim. Enraged, he glares at Majima, and Majima accepts it with a gaze so unreadable that she wonders if it's what a bottomless abyss looks like. Fujita, don't. I don't want you to get hurt, man. How are you planning to make good on your threat?
I don't know, but if I were you, I would think carefully.
God, this man's so sexy.
Think about what action to take, whether or not it'll advantage this household, and what decisions to make as the household's butler.
His comment doesn't sound anything like something a gardener serving the manor should say. A wry smile makes its way to Fujita's lips. It seems that this household has been raising a lethal beast on its premises.
I never agreed to that. I was only living here.
What are you going to do with the young lady?
I told you. I'm going to live with her. Forever, until we die.
Majima, his determination is solid, and it begins to fill Spacey's heart with emotions that warm her. Fujita, please. My lady, please let us through. Please let me and Majima out of this manor. Fujita casts his eyes down. My lady, will it make you happy? Yes, of course it will. Spacey smiles at Fujita. Being by Majima's side is my greatest source of happiness. Fujita's eyes falter. Oh, he's so getting fired, but you know what? We'll take you on! He clenches his jaw and grits his teeth. And then he turns around. Fujita! My sincerest apologies, master. Fujita defies his master's order for the first time. Yasuyuki gawks disbelievingly at him. Fujita can find another fucking job, okay? I'm just saying. He's a wonderful butler. He's a good person. And he's handsome as fuck, especially with his like half European like thing. So there is going to be someone that's going to be like, "Ooh, look at him! He's a novelty. We should hire him as a butler." I'm just saying, like, it's a little inappropriate, but I'm just saying, Fujita, you're not going to struggle to find a job. Okay, someone will pick you up. You'll be like, "I defied my master's orders because the miss wanted to run away with her lover, and her happiness mattered to me." And someone's going to be like, "I don't have kids and you're hot and I want to stare at you and oogle you and objectify you for being like only half Japanese." And he's going to be like, "Listen, I'll deal with it." So I'm just saying, it's not the best scenario, but you'll find another job, Fujita. Don't worry. And then he frees himself from his trembling wife and slips his hand behind a frame. I knew it. In his hand is a box. He opens it and takes out a black handgun that glints under the light. "Blast it! You have left me with no choice." "No! Dear, don't do it!" Shigeko screams, her voice piercing the air. Oh, is she going to jump in front of the bullet and take a bullet from Majima? It takes Yasuyuki by surprise, and his hand stills. "Shigeko?" "Enough, dear! It's too late! There's nothing we can do about it now!" Shigeko says, tears streaming down her cheeks as she trembles. I kind of like the fact... Okay, both of our parents suck. They have good things and bad things. I kind of like that they're balanced, right? But I kind of like this moment. Our mother is, like, kind of always been the... Our father always seemed like the best, and we know the dark evil that's underneath him. And our mother's always kind of seemed like a bitch, but she's, like, really worried about us. And, like, right now, don't do it! Let them go! Because she knows Majima's her son, and she doesn't want her husband to kill him. And that's kind of sweet. Even if her motivation is, "It's the product of my love between my brother and I can't be with my brother anymore," and that's who she truly loves, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Because she's saving Majima's life, knowing it's her son. It's beautiful. Kind of sweet. For a mother who's kind of been a bitch. You know what I mean? But would she have been a bitch if she could run away with her brother? If she hadn't had to marry her dad? I mean, who knows? She's like, "I'm gonna let my children have the lives that I couldn't have marrying my brother." So it's a sweet moment for a mom who's kind of always been a bitch. And again, maybe she just became a bitch because she was miserable because she wanted to be with her brother who was dead. She couldn't be. So whatever her reasons are. We don't know all the past. We do know the past, but we don't know her emotions and things. We can only guess. But she's having a nice moment here, so good for her. The color has been completely drained from her face, making her look as vigorous as a dead person. "Oh, why? To do such a sinful thing!" Speak for yourself. Are you casting stones in this glass house? While listening to her mother's wails of lamentation, Spacey and Majima walk out of the parlor. Without stopping, they walk out of the manor. To do such a sinful thing. I think it's funny. Are you judging me or were you judging yourself there? Because I'm not really sure. Toward the area outside the Nomiya family's land, toward a wider world, all the while holding each other's hand firmly. Okay, so when are you gonna... Do we bone now? Once the two of them have left the manor, they pick up a rickshaw and go out of the city. Mind still lost in a daze, Spacey's left everything to Majima without knowing where they're going. I wonder if my mother's alright. She wasn't acting like herself. She knows her parents won't approve of her relationship with Majima. But still, there's a part of her that refuses to throw away the hope that they'll come around. Well, they will when you show up pregnant, one point. Spacey, who spent her life as a sheltered daughter, playing with Majima after facing down her parents' opposition feels unreal. Like a story that should have happened in one of her dreams. Majima's chosen her. She finds it as unbelievable as it is uplifting. But the smiles on her parents' faces when they welcomed her back after her running away from home were fleeting. The guilt of having made them sad for the second time creeps into her mind against her will.
"Oh, looks like we've come on the day of the temple festival."
Majima's voice pulls her out of her musing. She notices that the rickshaws reached the area near Hingyocho? Yocho? What it is. She looks around and finds the place to be crowded with people, colorful lanterns, the joyful sounds of kagura flutes and drums, and the voices of children playing around rows of night shops. Forgetting her gloomy mood, Spacey takes sight with beaming eyes. Wow, this is amazing. It's so lively and everyone looks like they're having fun.
You want to take a look around?
Huh? Can I?
Yes, of course.
Majima pays the rickshaw man and takes Spacey's hand as she gets off. Aw, look at how cute we look running through. Aw, the CG, it's adorable. We're so precious. Children with Kintaro candies and fruits. Oh, fried squid. I was like, fruit squid? Gross. Fried squid in their hands are running around whereas women in thin yukata dyed in various summer patterns are browsing for goods at the night shops while chatting amongst themselves. The pleasant sound of kagura flutes and the cheerful voices of food cart workers as they try to attract customers. A drunk man relieving himself behind a night shop while shouting off the lyrics of a popular song. They had to just put that. Everything's like, oh, you're like, oh, okay. Yes, this is it. The bustling scene I've been wanting to see. Everyone's so colorful and bright, like someone's just flipped a huge toy box over this place.
Be careful, my lady. That's dangerous not to watch where you're going.
Spacey's too engrossed in getting excited over the scenery that Majima has to warn her. The night shops lining the streets sell a variety of foods, including fried beans, tortoiseshell-shaped candies, Japanese muffins with bean, jam, odin, sweet sake, and more. The mingling scents, the people's voices, the sound of drums, the many lanterns that lit up the dim night, everything disorients Spacey. Oh, look! Cotton candy! Looks so good! Spacey gasps in glee when she sees a child walking while holding a fluffy and snow-like confection. Cotton candy was invented in the United States of America. It's also referred to as electric candy since it was the habit of the Meiji period to add the word electric to anything Western. Electric candy. Anything Western's electric. Cotton candy too, electric boogaloo. I kind of like that. That's cute and fun. Yay, America! We did something right! We invented cotton candy! That's a bonus, right? We invented atomic bombs and shoo, and that was bad. Let's not talk about that. Nobody knows about that yet. Shh, that hasn't happened yet. But like, cotton candy! I mean, we've invented some other good things, but you know what I mean. It's just like, right now, electric. Well, okay. They follow the sweet scent of the confectionery and soon arrive at the shop. The seller turns the stick around the cotton sugar as the cotton sugar spins until it gets rounder and sticks together. Maisie can't take her eyes off the whole process.
Have you never had cotton candy before, my lady?
Huh? No, I haven't. Is that weird? I've never even been to an actual temple festival before. See, you're missing out on stuff by not being common.
That's not weird, my lady. That's just considering your personality. I thought you'd have darted out before the manor and gone to several temple festivals on your own by now.
My mother told me that a temple festival is a dangerous place where the lowly people gather. I did consider going to temple festivals behind her back, but I never really got the chance.
I see. Well, that explains why you could hardly stay still.
Well, I can't help it, you know? Everything about this festival is so new to me. I'm really frolicking around like a shameless person.
Not at all. You were frolicking like a cute child, my lady.
Being called cute by Majima makes her cheeks grow hot from embarrassment. Will you kiss me already? Back then, she would stop by cafes and shops to eat ice cream with her friends on their way home from school. When it comes to temple festivals, however, the most she's done is watch them from afar. When she was working downtown as a waitress, some patrons did invite her to temple festivals. She rejected each one. She'd passed temple festivals on the way back from the public bath with Mitsuko, too, but she never actually stopped by to enter one. Jesus Christ, in the past, they have a lot of temple festivals, don't they? Like, I'm just saying, that sounds like a grand time. I kind of want to go. I've never been to one, but I don't live in Japan, but I would love to go to one. It sounds like a fucking fun time. It's like a fair, you know what I mean? Like, different. I feel like we don't have a lot of, like... I feel like we don't have, in America, depending on where you live, like, a lot of, like, state fairs or county fairs or fairs as much as they have temple festivals in Japan. You know? Just from what she's saying. Like, I've seen a ton of them in 2 months. Sounds like you passed like a dozen of them. You know what I mean? But, you know. I think it's, I mean, obviously they're not the same, but it's a similar concept. You know. She's thrilled to learn that they can look so different at night. It has its own exceptional charm. Being here makes her feel like she's been thrown into a kaleidoscope or strange dream. One that interestingly, smells worldly and unrefined. Majima buys some cotton candy and offers it to Spacey. Oh, now he's just staring at us lovingly as we eat cotton candy. How adorable.
Here you go, my lady.
Thank you. Spacey's cheeks are red from excitement, and she intently observes the round and white confection in front of her. It smells faintly sweet, but is it really edible? Slowly and carefully, she tears off the soft cotton candy with her lips. And then the confection instantly melts in her mouth. It's sweet!
Did you imagine it would taste different?
Well, for one, it looks like cotton, or a seeding dandelion. I thought it would taste bland.
Well, I guess you're right. But then again, it's not like I've eaten enough cotton candy to be sure.
The candy has a unique texture that she can't quite describe. It doesn't take long for Spacey to become engrossed in eating the delicious treat. Majima can't stop smiling as he watches her eating the candy with gusto.
Well then, why don't we try a lot of different foods instead of getting dinner? I don't think any are particularly expensive.
Really? We can do that? Majima's a drug kingpin. He ain't broke.
Yeah, why not? Let's enjoy the festival to the fullest.
Yay! I would also be like, yay! With Majima's permission, Spacey takes off and visits various festival stalls. The fact that we are like, oh my god, this is so exciting! He's like, this is adorable. That's all you want from your brother boyfriend, right? She can barely stay in one before visiting the next. She tries mizuame, syrup, and oden. Mizuame? I think so. She claps in delight as she watches an artist create various items by bending wires, and she enjoys looking through a stereoscope. Majima seems to be more entertained by Spacey's myriad of reactions and expressions, from being surprised to laughing at every single discovery, than by the festival itself. When Spacey's visited every stall at least once and is getting sated, Majima looks visibly worn out.
It's getting late. We should look for lodging soon.
Oh, right. I still kind of want to stay and have fun at the festival, but I guess that would be unrealistic, huh?
They're impossible. I don't think I understand what I've gotten myself into.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
You misheard me. I said being with you doesn't seem like it'll ever get boring.
Do you mean it? Make sure to stand by my side, okay? Make sure that we'll always be together wherever we go. You hear me?
Yes, of course. I will accompany you, my lady.
Majima's smile makes her heart dance. She's reminded again that she no longer has to worry about social status, and from now on the two of them are free to go to various places together. The euphoria takes Spacey's mind off her faint regret. She might be an aristocratic young lady who's abandoned her family, but now her heart is swelling with the eager anticipation that comes with the idea of entering a brand new, unknown chapter of her life. Oh, you're going to find out some stuff later. Hopefully tonight at our lodgings. We might not find that out in this part. Because we're getting close to time, but I'm just saying. After enjoying the temple festival, the two of them had a bed and breakfast. That's the sentence. Tim! Ronald! The fuck! Anyway, after enjoying the festival, the two of them find themselves at a bed and breakfast. It's small, but the room is lovely and clean. Majima picked it for them, but Spacey's starting to feel a little uneasy. She can tell that her excitement from having relished in the temple festival is dwindling now that they've come to a quieter place. It's like she's returned to the real world from the dreamland. Aww. Oh, she looks a little embarrassed. We're getting a lot of CGs, like Bing Bang. Majima, is it really okay, though?
Huh? What do you mean?
I barely have any money with me, and I made you spend a lot tonight at the shops.
Yeah, don't fret over it.
Majima smiles to reassure Spacey.
I have money, so it'll be fine.
He does have money. I like that. But she can't see gardening as a high-paying occupation. Besides, since the Nomiya household's in a difficult financial situation, their servants must be suffering even more. Majima brushes Spacey's worries away with a laugh. Yeah, 'cause he got another job on the side.
We'll be fine. Please don't let it bother you.
I'm absolutely sure.
I am. I actually have a side job. I haven't been working only as a gardener.
Side job? That's your main job, I think. What? Are you serious? This is the first time she's heard about it. Spacey gapes at Majima, unsure of what to do with this newfound piece of startling information. Just wait! The newfound pieces of startling information are just going to get more startling and larger. Just, it was like, he got a whole fucking Encyclopedia Britannica stack over there of startling and newfound information. But like, it's funny because he's like, I like how he's like, yeah, no, I got a side hustle. Don't worry about it. Because he's not going to be like, actually, I'm rich as fuck. I could buy your parents out 6 times over and still not be penniless. Okay? Still have more money than they have right now, than they could ever wish to have. Probably. You know what I mean? Because we know he bought the loans out on the family. Like, we know that. So, like, he bought them, paid for them, like, whatever, and was just gonna, like, whatnot. So, we know he's got a fuck ton of money. But I like the fact that he's not saying anything. He's like, oh, by the way, I'm rich. He's like, no, you like me for me. I'm not going to tell you I'm rich until maybe you're freaked out by the fact that I'm your brother. And then I'm going to be like, oh, by the way, I'm also rich. And then maybe that'll. But I like the fact that he's like not saying it because it's like, so you think I only care about money. Like he's like, no, you don't care about it. I'm not even going to say anything. He'll eventually tell us, but maybe he wants also to make sure we're totally fully in love with him. We're married, everything before he goes, okay, so I do have a side hustle and I have a ton of money, but it's because I sell drugs. Just, it's too late. You can't leave me now. You know what I mean? Because being rich is like, awesome. I sell drugs. I'm going to piece out of that. You know what I mean? The brother thing might not bother us, but the drug thing might.
Yeah, I'm sorry for only telling you about it now. I take off several times a year and go to China. I have a business there.
Well, this is surprising. I had no idea at all. Several times a year and go to China. I have a business in China. A opium business. Okay.
I suppose you wouldn't. I don't talk to anyone about it after all.
Majima turns out to be a surprisingly tough man. Miffed that he didn't even bat an eyelid when he revealed to her such a big secret, Spacey glares at him. Well, there's that. But from now on, there must be no secrets between us. We're going to be living together, so honesty is a must. I don't know if you're ready for this kind of honesty.
Yes, of course. But you shouldn't worry about my job. I have it under control.
I'm not saying this because I'm worried about your job. I'm saying this because I'm going to be your wife. Her own words catch her off guard. She hasn't truly thought about it before, but will they even get married? Her parents haven't given them their blessing, and although they may be able to marry legally, she doesn't know where exactly Majima stands on the notion. Most importantly, she wonders where they're going to go from here. She should have been like, oh god, surely they're not going to stay in this little inn forever. All of a sudden, Spacey becomes aware of the fact that she hasn't thought over the realistic details of their life together at all. It took everything she had to ensure her feelings would reach Majima, so she never even imagined what could happen next.
What are you thinking?
Her cheeks blush when she realizes that Majima must have caught the anxious look on her face. She doesn't want him to think she's unexpectedly weak-willed for someone who ran away from home, high-spirited. I was just wondering what we would do from now on.
Are you worried about the future?
Well, yes, a little.
You have nothing to worry about. Please rest assured.
Look at his little smile on his sweet face. He's not kissing our lips, but he's like kissing us between the eyes. Gently, Majima wraps his arms around Spacey. It's still beautiful. It's fucking lovely. It's a beautiful CG. The gesture makes her heart quicken its pace. Right now, in the small room in the inn, she's alone with Majima.
Did you know, Spacey? Today is the day that we got married.
Huh?
In reality, we're practically married a couple because today's the day we decided to live the rest of our lives together.
Oh, you're right.
So please stop calling me Majima.
Huh? You're right. Then what should I call you? Because Majima's his last name.
By my first name, Ishiki.
Ishiki. By your first name, but not your real name, Kyoshi. She tries the name on her tongue and feels her cheeks heat up. I wonder if... Well, no, because obviously he created this fake name because... Well, our mother named him, right, Kyoshi, because wasn't the key part of her brother's name? And then I thought, and then the maid and her husband took him. but I don't think they gave him, like, this is his fake name. Because otherwise, if he showed up with the same name and the last name of the man, like, our mother would have figured it out. Like, he couldn't even come with the same name because it might have been like a trigger. She would have remembered the name and then seen him, and then, you know, until that last moment when he just looks at her with a look, and then she's like, she obviously never looked at him that closely. But if he said, "Oh yeah, hi, I'm Kyoshi," she would have been like, "Oh, that's like my and then she might have realized sooner. You know what I mean? Gotta hide it all. She tries the name on her tongue and feels her cheeks heat up. Up until now, she referred to Majima as, well, Majima. But who would have thought calling him by his first name would be such an embarrassing and nerve-wracking experience? Oh, just wait. Macy forces out a laugh to hide her embarrassment. It kind of weird coming from me, huh?
I could say the same for you. You were the one who told me not to call you my lady.
That's true, but calling you Yoshiki's different. Macy squirms in Majima's hold and feels the top of her hair move when he laughs.
I hate calling my name.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy calling your name shortly, I bet. No, not at all. It's just, I still have a hard time wrapping my head around this.
Well, we're together now.
Yes. She looks up at Majima. I wonder if he's ever going to tell us. She takes in his features. They're only a few inches away from her face. She rakes in the sight, studying his face as if she's only looking at him for the first time. Majima's features are perfectly positioned, and yet his face doesn't appear cold-hearted. In fact, his expression is warm. She senses a sort of familiarity that feels like it's part of her. I love how they keep phrasing it like this, like, as if you forgot, but just in case you forgot, they're siblings. I was convinced that you'd never accept someone like me.
Oh? Where is your self-confidence gone to? Are you really the same person who ran away from home to work as a waitress?
Well, I did all of those things in the heat of the moment. Couldn't just sit still once the idea hit me.
But don't tell me you expected me to change my mind.
Macy nods silently. Taking in her response, Majima chuckles.
Sheesh, you either have a one-track mind or you don't think ahead at all.
Shut up! I don't have many options. It was the only idea that crossed my mind, so I was so caught up in trying to make it work.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
The arms wrapped around her are getting tighter. Majima presses his lips against Spacey's hair.
Well, I am happy. I'm happy you went to such lengths for me.
Majima...
You mean Yoshiki?
Oh, you're right.
That's fine. You can keep on practicing until you're used to it.
Sorry.
Don't be. But in return, I'll keep calling you my lady.
What? No, you can't do that.
Why can't I? Aren't you being selfish?
Because it's weird. I'm not a lady anymore.
You are. To me, you'll always be a lady.
Majima says with a gentle smile on his face. That smile makes her happy. God, he's so romantic and sweet for your brother. Like, seriously, how are you not, like, all the flippin' switches are coming on, you're like, all the switches on, what the hell? And then you're like, but he's my brother, right there on that last switch, but you're like, but it's so good, I gotta flip the switch. I'm just saying, how do you not, like, oh, God, he's so good with the lines. Maybe what makes it hotter is the fact that he's my brother and I'm into it. Oddly and disgustingly so. But, like, they write him so well where you're like, I'm not against this at all. For now, hon, she's going to live with this person. She has no words to describe how happy she is. She gets to live with the man that she loves without having to be restrained by social status. Yes, she might be a child who lacks obedience and filial piety, but even with that sin on her shoulders, she still wants to be with Majima. They will surely have to face various adversities in the future. Yeah, but she has a feeling she can overcome each one so long as Majima's by her side. Path must have been destined for them from the moment they met. No, from the moment they were born. She's sure of it. The game keeps rubbing this in. And the belief stems from the feeling in Spacey's gut that she's reached the place where she belongs. You can't end this here. I'm just saying, this cannot be the end of the game. Because where's the sex? That's it? You've got to be fucking kidding me! Where is our hot, steamy scene? Guys. Are the final chapters, aren't the final chapters usually like 20 plus minutes? I think we're gonna stop here. And we're gonna do the final chapter in the next part. Hopefully it's at least like a 30-minute part, but like, you can't give me a Majima route and then not have some steamy shit! You can't do that! This doesn't count! This doesn't count! It absolutely counts still as a brother route. We romanced our brother, but she doesn't know it's her brother. It's okay, we know. That's all that matters is I know. But, like, you can't have a game where we get some smut and then you don't have smut in the brother route. That is not fair. That's disappointing. It better be in this, is all I'm saying. Everybody else got a little fucking, like, afterglow CG, and I'm gonna need this Samaj, but we better get some freaking brother loving in here, okay? We will hopefully find out in the next part. It might be a shorter part, obviously, because I don't think these are an hour, but I thought the final chapters always took a while for all the other routes, aside from, like, Kyoko's, but Majima's better. Payoff better be there. And honestly, we have then one other I guess I have to make sure that the so when I told you in the last part, like, oh, I'll put the poll up, I'm guessing it has to be up then, because if there's only one part after this, I don't were there little side thingies in this one? I don't remember. There was one that had like little I don't think it was this one. I thought something had like little like the little side story things when you're done with routes, it opens up little things, and I don't think it was this one. So yeah, that means not next part. Next part will finish up Majima's good ending. The part after that will do his bad endings, and then that's it. We only have like 2 parts fucking left, so shit. So I guess the poll's already up. Because I was expecting a couple more hours of his route. I wasn't expecting it to end this fast, and actually, shit, if that's the case, the poll might have already been up before now. Before the last part. So yeah, I might have to put it up a lot sooner. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that in the last part I was like, oh hey, there might be a poll up around now, and it might have gone up like a week before. So yeah. If you haven't voted, I would definitely go. Because I don't know then if by the time you see this, if I've started recording our other game, if this one's going to end in 2 parts, because shit. So sorry about that. I thought I was being good, reminding you like, hey, we got the poll because I got like another week before I got to record. And like, no shit, we're done. I was not expecting his route to go this fast, so I'm sorry. Hopefully you saw the poll in the last part. I'll have at least kept it up until then. You know, hopefully, but fuck, sorry. I'm really sorry that I told you about a poll that might basically already be done. You guys notice these things anyway, but like, sorry. I did not expect his route to end after like, what, 4 fucking parts? 3? Like 4, like whatever, so, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, we'll finish it up in the next part, so yeah. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.